Well, hello and welcome to another video on the boat. And this time it's a little bit different because I have launched from the Fyldeboatanglingclub. Now, I've recently become a member of the club. They've been very kind enough to sort me out a membership, and that is a massive edge for my fishing. I've now got a whole load more of the coast I can fish. The guys have launched me with the tractors this morning. They've let me keep the car up there. It is just tons better than where I was launching. I'm still going to do a few videos down in the Ribble, but I'm really excited to get out and do some of the fishing out of this boat club, which is where I am now. I'm anchored off Anchor's Home, I'm going to call it. I'm not 100% sure of the marks yet, but I'm anchored just off a big green buoy, which is not very specific, but that's where I am. And I'm at anchor and I've got the rods out now. I've had a bit of a feather up and not found any mackerel. I'm out with Roy and a little Bon Whitco who's just had a smooth hound, so that's a good sign. I'd love to get one of them because I've never brought a smooth hound to this channel. Yeah, let's get the rods out now and see what we can catch.
So before we dive into the fishing, I thought I'd just say a few words about the Fyldecoastfishing, just in case anyone is looking to get into a club like I've just joined, which I'm finding was a very good move. So the Fyldecoastfishing started in 1971 and it's got boat owner, crew or shore fisherman memberships. The club has a slipway for high tide launching and tractors for beach launching should you be doing a low tide trip or if the surf means slipway launching and retrieving isn't the thing to do. There's a few boat clubs up and down this stretch of coast, but I like this one because its location gives access to a wide variety of fishing, from standard anchored fishing, drifting sandbanks for flatfish, drifting drop-offs for bass, and on nice days being able to shoot offshore to drift some wrecks. Here you can see how central that location is on this bit of coast, so I feel like you have least distance to steam from this base point than if you launch from Lytham, for instance. I could never reach the more northern areas such as Fleetwood, Russell and the Loon Deeps if I'd launched there, whereas the clubs offer all that within one day's fishing's range. To join the club, you simply have to sign yourself up and pay for membership, pass a quick sea safety check on your vessel, which all small boats should pass anyway, and do a quick tractor training course so you're able to drive the tractors. I can only speak for this club of course, but the guys all seem really keen fishermen, happy to help you out and share marks and info etc, and they even have a clubhouse where they pour some pints on a Tuesday night, so it can't be bad. Some trips as well, they've even taken some cool shots of the boats going out which I wouldn't have been able to get myself, like these which Phil took of this trip. Hopefully that might be of help to anyone if you're thinking of joining a club. Any questions, feel free to ask me, or it's easy enough to get in touch with the club on Facebook or their website. But for now, let's get back to that fishing.
Well, that didn't take long to get, predictably, a dogfish. I'm sure this won't be the only one of these we see today, but it's my first fish from out of the club, so I'm pretty stoked about that. It's quite a chunky dogfish, but I'm sure you've all seen plenty of these in your lifetime, so let's get this one back.
Here I was just messing around trying to show how nice of a day it was, turn around and the rod's going off. And another dogfish there. Like I say, not much point in filming all of these, but it's nice that we're getting bites. Can you see there, just on the line, there's just this sort of goo. What that is, I think, is the algae, the maywater. Just clogs up your line a bit, and hopefully it doesn't turn off the fishing. This one is not even hooked. Can you see that hook hanging out of its mouth? It just is not letting go of the bait. Not even hooked.
It's actually a really small dogfish as well. I think we're certainly going to see a few of these today. Well, that's 5 dogfish in 5 casts. I think what I might do is maybe swap onto squid. Hopefully these guys like it slightly less, and I don't think I've got that much of a chance at a smooth down with mackerel, so I think a swap onto squid is the one. So rigs for today, obviously I'm using mackerel feathers, they don't need explaining, and then on one rod I've got a 2.5 foot wire trace with a 4 ounce lead, very simple, and I'm fishing a whole squid on that. I was going mackerel for raised taupe, but now I've changed because I'd really like to catch a smooth hound. On the smaller rod I've got a simple running 1 up 1 down rig. This was actually tied by a good friend of mine, so I know it's sound. And I'm using lugworm, and then sometimes I'm tipping off with a little bit of squid, just to see if I can pick up any flatfish, gurnard, little fish, things like that. Well, that switch to squid did bring another species. The little juvenile taupe. Nice little pup there. Hard to tell when they're this young, but that's going to be a little female. I struggle to believe that this is this year's fish. It's probably last year's, but it's nice to see another species. The squid does actually seem to have put the dogfish off a little bit. I'm still catching him, of course I am, but it's nice to see some other species, so I'm going to persevere and try and get that smooth hound. Well, I was just going to put that little tote back, and I noticed, can you see there? Got a little sea lice on him. Quite young to be getting them, but won't do him any harm, just a point of interest. Let's get him back because it's quite a hot day. Well, I've just caught this little dude on lug and squid. Now that one probably is this year's young. That is tiny. But it's another little baby taupe to add to the date. There we go, little dude. Go and get about 60 pound bigger. Well, we've just had the best fish of the day, check this out. That one is a little bit better. That's a fish I would estimate around £10. I'd say this taupe's around double figures. I actually thought in this tide it was a bigger fish than this, but not to worry. I'm really pleased to catch it anyway. I'll just show you the other side of the fish. This one is a male fish, you can see from those claspers underneath, and that's a really nice fish. But as I say, it's a very hot day, so I'm going to take a quick still. I'm not going to weigh it or anything like that, and then I'm going to get this fish back. Well, I'm off to try another mark now, just in search of some bigger taupe. That last one I had was a nice fish, but I couldn't really pick up anything small on the scratching rigs. I was hoping for a few more species. I didn't manage a smooth hound. I think not bringing crab was the error there. So we're going to go up and fish off Norbret now and see if we can do any better. Well, here we are anchored off Norbret now. I've got a little bit of an issue with the camera work because it's got a little bit rougher and the tripod keeps falling over. So I might not be able to do too many sort of bits to camera, but if I get a decent fish, I'll make it work. I've just got one rod out now. I'm about to put out the second scratching rig. Hopefully we can get a few interesting little species and hopefully a nice big fat tope. Again, not the best camera angle, I'm sorry, but we've just had another nice fish. Whoa, this one's going nuts. Another tope there. That one, who knows, 6-7 pound, maybe 8. I'm really sorry, the camera's very close to falling in and it was a present, so I'll be in the doghouse if that happens. But worth putting it up for this fish. Again, it's a hot day, so I'm just going to get this one straight back. Just one tip before I do put this tote back. If they're going mental like that and they're full of energy and flipping all around the place, the best thing to do is turn them upside down and they go completely quiet. And that is called tonic immobility. Oh my god, this camera. Tonic immobility, and that's a great trick for calming them down to unhook them. Let's get this one back now.
This little tote was full of energy, but he couldn't quite figure out which way was down. He just kept swimming along the surface, but I'm sure in the end he righted himself and he was alright.
I thought that was coming up a bit heavy. I've just caught a rock. Well, I am getting absolutely dogfished out right now, guys. But one thing I thought I could show you, since I'm catching so many, is the difference between a female, which you can see there, she has no claspers between these fins. I'm sure a lot of you know this, but just in case you don't. And then this is the male. See, he has those claspers there, those extensions of those ventral fins. I'll try and show you them together. This might not work. There's a female on the left, it's not really going to work, and a male on the right. You can see the difference there. Let's get these pair back. Well, my anchor's just tripped, so I've pulled it in. We're going to go and have a look, and we might take a run in now. If not, because with a swell like this we probably can't recover on the slit, we'll have to wait for it to drop a bit. Then I'll do a little bit of drifting and try and pick up a place, but we'll see what it's looking like at that slit first.